Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd day of November, 2022. I hope that you're safe and healthy today, and that your family is safe and healthy today, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food and shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who every day are trying to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and parks clean. And those that make deliveries of things like food and water, as well as mail for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women who are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia in all 50 states, in every county of all 50 states. And those that are trying to help rescue, recover, and deliver those trapped in prostitution, in child prostitution, in pornography, in child pornography, in human trafficking, in sex slavery. Double curses on those perpetrators, double curses on those profiteers, and double curses on those perverts that traffic in this human misery and make this market. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and mostly children that live on the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night. The Knicks returned to mostly full health, although not quite. But it was enough for them to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder and avenge a loss from a week before, 129-119. The Knicks just finished the most difficult road trip of the season, which they're not going to have one equal difficulty until March. This is the most difficult road trip of the season. 5 games against 5 good teams, a back-to-back, a 3-game and 4-night set, and they finished that 5-game road trip 3-2. At the beginning of the season, I told you I expected the Knicks to start off 5-5, 500 to start the season, the first 10. And some of y'all was, really defecating all over the Knicks, as some of y'all do. Some of y'all just get off doing that. And that's, some sickness in your head calling yourself Knicks fan, but that's another story. Some of y'all, a lot of y'all came and said, well, they're going to be 2-8 or 3-7. They ain't winning that many games, blah, blah, blah. And they were 5-5. I told y'all if they can come out of this 5-game road trip 2-3, it would be really good. And some of y'all was like, they're going to win 1 game or 0 games, or they're going to stink, blah, blah, blah. They're 3-2. I wish some of y'all that really don't like the team and are so negative would just stop commenting on my channel. I don't even want you here. I don't care about how many. See, some of y'all don't understand. I don't care how many subscribers I have. I don't care. It's nice that I get 8,000 subscribers. That's nice. And I appreciate what y'all do. But I don't need y'all. This is for fun. And sometimes reading some of your comments about the Knicks is almost like you're Hannibal Lecter or something. So now this morning, I'm expecting some silence from the RJ hate crowd. Because some of y'all were just plain dumb. The boy go through a week of sickness and some of y'all just start tripping. Yesterday was the first game in about a week, maybe a week and a half, that he looked himself. His spring was back in his legs. If you're paying attention, he had energy. You could see before there was like a pall cast over him. He was sick and he just wasn't letting on about it. But because he does it, that's how he is. He's tough like that. And the young boy played 37 minutes, 10 of 16 from the field, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, 2 of 2 from the line. He had 8 boards. He had 2 assists. He had a steal, 25 points, stellar defense. That's the RJ that we're used to seeing. That's the RJ I told y'all was the second coming, a better version of Jimmy Butler. And that's the one we're going to be getting most of the time. He had 6 turnovers last night, but if you watch the game, at least 3 of those, there were 2 where the ref called traveling when there was no traveling. And there was another couple stupid ones like that. Those referees in the beginning of the game were out of control. The MVP of the game was Jalen Brunson, obviously, and I'll get into him in a minute, but a silent MVP. If you look at the stat sheet, you see 13 minutes, 1 of 1 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line, 2 rebounds. You see 1 assist, 1 block, +5, 3-point. You say, who? Yes, Mitchell Robinson. If you watch the game, the first game against the Knicks, there was a record number of points scored, and there was a high point score yesterday. But if you watch the game, his presence in the paint stopped everybody on Oklahoma City from coming in the paint. He stopped Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He stopped Josh Giddey. He stopped Dort. He stopped everybody from coming in the paint. Just his presence being there and altering shots and covering ground like he does. And he's not even in shape yet. I'll give him about a week. But that was the major difference last night. And he only played 13 minutes, but the beginning of the game set the tone for the Knicks. And he being in the paint like that, the way he was guarding the paint, that really was something. So that the first half they scored, that is the Oklahoma City, they scored 58 points in the first half, but the Knicks scored 69 points in the first half, almost 70 points in the first half. And so that set the tone. And as he rounds back into shape, you're going to see, more of that. The defense, Tom Thibodeau's defense is predicated on a rim protector. Hartenstein is not a rim protector, although he did a tremendous job last night, but he's not really a rim protector per se. That's not his game. Sims is becoming more and more of a rim protector and an all-around really good player, but neither of them are Mitchell Robinson. And that was shown to me in the first quarter, especially the first and second quarter. That was shown very clearly last night. Quentin Grimes started 4 of 10 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3-point land, 8 points again and 5 boards. Again, this didn't tell the story because Quentin Grimes was playing stellar defense on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last night, and he had all kind of referee help. He played 39 minutes. He was 9 for 22. He had 30 points, but he was 9 for 22. That was because mostly Quentin Grimes and RJ Barrett were guarding him. Okay. And stopping him getting in the paint, and the paint was well protected by Mitchell Robinson. And then of course, Hartenstein came in for 16 minutes. He played 16. Sims played 15, and Hartenstein was protecting the paint last night. The good thing is about that is that, the Oklahoma City Thunder did not have a big man, last night. They have Muscala. He's a sub. But he's not, none of those guys are rim protectors. They were missing Pokusevski, I have to say. They were missing Pokusevski, who was out hurt last night or sick or whatever, but they were missing him. And the Knicks were getting in the paint at will, and they really were. They shot, 32% from 3. It wasn't like they were killing it from 3, but they were getting in the paint at will last night. They shot 49% from the field overall. I'm sorry. They shot 53% from the field overall, 32% from 3. Randall, he played a solid game, 9 of 16. He didn't take a whole bunch of bad shots. 2 of 6 from the 3-point line. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 11 boards. I mean, he played a solid Randall game. He only had 2 turnovers. Solid Randall game last night. Solid Randall game. Brunson, though, the cat is efficient. I mean, he was 14 of 20 from the field. That's shooting 70% from the field. Now, he only shot 1 of 6 from the 3-point line, but he was 5 of 6 from the line. He had 9 assists. 9 assists compared to 2 turnovers. And of course, 34 points. He was really amazing last night. He really was. Brunson came back with vengeance. I'm concerned about his legs because Muscala fell directly. Muscala just kind of landed directly on his back, and his back was the cushion by the back of Brunson's legs. I'm hoping Brunson's okay. Of course, Brunson's tough. He came back, shot the foul shot, and played the rest of the game. But I am sure he is going to be sore today and tomorrow. Good thing the Knicks are not playing again until Friday. So they have plenty of time to get everybody healthy. This is really good. So I'm assuming that Cam will be back. I'm assuming Brunson will be healthy. And so it's going to be interesting. I still like Cam starting. I don't want to change the starting lineup. I like Grimes and Mobb Deep. Even though Grimes was smooth last night, I mean, he really was smooth in the starting unit. I like Cam even better. And the reason is because Cam, if you notice, Grimes is 6'4", and he does play tremendous defense. Cam is 6'8", and he looked like I don't know what his wingspan is, but it looked like 7 feet. Okay. And so you have that, plus Cam will bring as much offense as Grimes will, so, yeah. And so that's why I want Cam still in the starting lineup. Derrick Rose was out, and that opened up minutes for Deuce McBride. He played 16 minutes. He only scored 3 points. But again, if you watch the game, he also was giving Shai Gilgeous-Alexander fits, also Josh Giddey. They credited him with 2 steals, but he created more than that with his defense. So, yeah, that was really good to see. And of course, Quickly was really good last night. 6 of 8. He finally found a shot. He was also sick. So you see a lot of this funk the Knicks were in for at least the last week had to do with the team health. They really weren't themselves. And honestly, Obi Toppin still wasn't himself. Don't think he's in a slump. Some of y'all going, just like you were writing about RJ. I hope he's falling off. No, he's not falling off. He's just sick. You can see it in his eyes. If you watched him, you can see it in his eyes. Some people, they get sick, you can see it in their eyes. Obi wasn't himself. He'll hopefully, by Friday, be back to his full health and be back to his usual energy. But IQ was really good. 18 points, 4 assists, 1 steal. He had 3 boards. He was 6 of 8 from the field. He was 4 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2. He's back to his old 90% self from the line. So he's back to himself, and that's a good sign. So now, after 18 games, the Knicks are 9-9 right now. And they got a game against Portland on Friday, which we'll talk about. I don't know if Damian Lillard is going to be available. I know he's out right now. He's listed as out. I don't know what the ailment is. In fact, let's take a look and see if we can find out. I know he's hurt. I don't know how long he's out. Damian Lillard is calf, diagnosed as a grade 1 calf strain, reevaluated in 1 to 2 weeks. So he is not going to be there. He's not going to be playing. Keon Johnson is ruled out for Monday's game against the Bucks because of his hip. Gary Payton Jr. has abdomen issue. He'd be getting soreness, but I expect that probably, he said he'd be reevaluated in 2 weeks. So he's not going to be there. So they're going to be missing Gary Payton Jr. Gary Payton Jr. is a Knick killer. Dame Dollar is a Knick killer. And both of them are going to be out. But again, we don't want to sleep on them. They still have Anthony Simons, who is turned into a star. Jeremy Grant, Josh Hart, very solid team. Yusuf Nurkic. Justice Winslow is actually playing. And when I say that, I'm saying that because he's one of them cats that's always hurt. Okay. He's another one in the ambulance club, but he's been playing. He's actually starting a lot this year and playing very solid. He's always been a really solid all around player. Justice Winslow out of Duke, but he's been hurt a lot. So if he's playing, they got Nasir Little playing, Shaden Sharp. Some of y'all wanted to draft him. I did not, but Shaden Sharp is playing well, as a young buck here. So they're coming to the Garden. They're going to want to show off their game at the Garden. So the Knicks got to be ready to play, even though Dame Dollar is not going to be, with them. So this will give the Knicks a chance to go 10-9. I figured out in the first 20 games, I expected 11-9 for the Knicks. I expected 11-9. It's going to be tough to do, I'm going to have to admit, because I think they could beat Portland Friday, but then they got Memphis on Sunday, and that's not going to be easy. So, we'll see what happens, but we'll take that as it comes. Right now, the Knicks are 9-9. They've been playing they played really good basketball, and last night. They have not been playing good over the stretch, but again, like I said, they haven't been themselves. So, that's expected, and they still was able to grind out 3 wins on the road, so I'm very excited about the Knicks. And like I said, when Cam Reddish comes back, you got a healthy Grimes. You got a healthy Mitchell Robinson. You got a healthy Cam Reddish. Those are the main guys, because we know what Brunson's bringing to the table. We know what RJ can now bring to the table. We know what Randall could bring to the table. But when you get them other 3 guys healthy, along with IQ and Obi Toppin and Hartenstein and Sims and McBride, the Knicks they're going to be really good. So now, actually, if you didn't notice, right now, as of now, Evan Fournier's out of the rotation, which he shouldn't have been in the rotation. And that's part of the struggles in the beginning of the season. He shouldn't have been in the rotation at all. It just took Tom about a week and a half, maybe, 6 games, 2 weeks to figure out, okay, take him out of rotation. I'd take him out of the starting lineup. And then when Cam came on strong, completely out of rotation, especially when Grimes is now healthy. So with the team we have, we've been saying from last year, I've been saying to y'all, there's a lot that can help the Knicks in the terms of addition by subtraction. It's not about going to go get nobody. It's about just getting rid of some player to unclog the constipation that they had in their rotation. And so now you just did that by removing Fournier out of the lineup. Now you don't have Alec Burks as your so-called best point guard. Now you got Mitchell Robinson, you got Jericho Sims getting time. Now Derrick Rose was out of the lineup and Deuce McBride gets some time, and he played very well against both. Actually, in both games, he played very well against Phoenix and he played very well against Oklahoma City. So his shot was off, but you can't expect him to just come cold off the bench and get all these minutes and all of a sudden have a hot shot. But Deuce is one of the rhythm players. If he was to get 15 to 20 minutes every game, you would start seeing that shot fall. Okay, he's got a shot. Just like I told you, Obi had one and he needed rhythm and time, and he does. Same with Deuce McBride. He gets time, he gets rhythm going, he gets a consistent minutes. See, consistent minutes brings consistent play. Some of y'all always yelling about consistency. A guy can't be consistent if he doesn't know when he's coming in the game. Okay. But if you know every night what your role is and where you coming in the game, you can build a rhythm and consistency. Deuce is one of those dudes. And so just like Cam, now that Cam is starting 30 minutes a game, you're going to see Cam get better and better. Okay. His win is building up. And he got a shot. He could shoot he could shoot the rock as well. You already know what he could do when he starts slicing to the hole like butter. And of course, you all know what he could do on the defensive end. But the more time he gets in the first unit, the better he's going to be. And I like RJ Barrett. Like I said, I feel like he's the second coming of Jimmy Butler. But Cam Reddish has more talent and can be even better. If he can stay healthy, he can be even better. So that's why I'm just hold my breath, hoping this kid comes back all right. It's just a groin pull. He should be all right Friday. But to come back, we'd be in good shape. Okay. So enjoy your holiday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Good win for the Knicks. Good road trip for the Knicks. As we expected, is even better than we expected. Actually, RJ is back. His legs are back. I expect, like I said, Cam to be back on Friday. I expect Mitch Rob to be that much more healthier on Friday. Grimes also appears to be fully back, just getting into his rhythm. Now we haven't even seen the best of this Knicks team yet. And that's why I keep trying to tell some of y'all that's tripping, calm down, because the Knicks, you haven't seen the best of them yet. Teams that play defense notoriously start slow, and the Knicks needed to first get Fournier out the lineup, then get a regular rotation for their defense to pick up. And you ain't seen the best of it yet. I know they gave up 119 last night, but I ain't worried about it. They're going to get better. The defense is going to get better. The offense is going to get better, because now you're getting a cohesive unit as a team, and they're learning their roles and they're getting defined roles. Okay. There's a couple of little minor ones that need to be figured out, like the McBride, D Rose thing. That's got to be figured out, but it'll be figured out over the course of time. The Knicks are a work in progress, and the progress goes forward as the season moves on. You got to look further term than RJ's shooting slump, but the Knicks are going to be fine. Okay. They're going to be all right. 45 wins. I've been saying it all year. At least 45 wins this year. They'll be okay. I'm expecting RJ, now that he's back to health, to continue to improve, to continue to get better, along with everyone else. The IQ trade front, we'll talk more about that, but I was telling y'all, to me, I felt like next summer he would be traded. And some of y'all don't understand the concept in today's NBA of trade. And I'm serious. Some of y'all don't get it. Some of y'all, when you hear trade, you're thinking the Knicks are wanting to get rid of somebody. That's not how trades always work. Sometimes a trade works when a player decides, I want more opportunity and more money, and I'm not going to get it with the organization I'm on, and so I'd like to be traded. That's Emmanuel Quickley. It's not like the Knicks are trying to, quote unquote, get rid of Quickley, as some of you guys ignorantly put it. It's that Quickley is believing, and I think fairly, that he can start for another NBA franchise. And as a starter on an NBA franchise, he can get a bag, that bigger bag than he would get with the Knicks. And that's why he's wanting to probably get traded. And that's why teams are calling about him. Jalen Brunson is cemented as the starting point guard. He's not going anywhere for at least 4 years. See? So, at least 2 years. Things change quickly in the NBA. No pun intended. But 2 years. He's at least 2 seasons he's cemented as starter. Quick is like, I don't want to be dealing with that. I can start now. And that's why the trade rumors are coming. That's why you're looking at teams coming after Emmanuel Quickley. And I'm telling you, he's worth more than just one first round pick. He's either worth one in an unprotected, one protected and one unprotected, or a first round pick in a couple of seconds, plus somebody coming back, a promising young player coming back. That's how good he is. Some of you are, really devalue your own players. I can't believe you're saying he's worth 2 number 1. I know, because you're Knicks Nation and you hate your own players, but it's okay. IQ's a starter in the NBA, and he's going to help a team who gives him the rock and gives him the keys. So he's going to fetch at least a couple of picks, a first and some seconds, or unprotected first and protected first, and a young promising player coming back like Tari Eason. That would be nice. But anyway, if he goes to Houston, I'm hoping Tari Eason come back the other way. But anywho, y'all please have a good day. Have a good week. Enjoy yourselves. Stay calm, Knicks Nation. We're in good shape here. Coming out of this 5-game road trip, 3-2. It's about as good as you could have helped. Enjoy. So.